Here's a very interesting problem which tests not just your math skills, but also your cognitive ability skills. First and second bookshelves together have 80 books. First and third bookshelves together have 60 books. Second and third bookshelves together have 40 books. How many books are in there on each shelf? You have 4 different choices. For the first, second, and third bookshelves, in the choice A, you have 40, 40, and 20. In choice B, 50, 30, and 10. In choice C, 30, 50, and 10. And in the choice D, 55, 25, and 15. Do you see the answer? Can you calculate it? Can you? Or maybe you cannot. Maybe you can use some other tricks to solve this challenge. Give yourself 10 to 15 seconds, maybe 20 to 30 seconds by pausing this video to see if you can come up with the answer on your own. Ready or not, I am going to move forward so we can solve this challenge and get to the correct solution together. What's interesting about this problem is that there is no easy formula you can come up with. Maybe you're different, at least this is how it was in my case. So if you can come up with the formula, please make sure to post it in the comment section of this video. But what I did, I started looking at the facts. And the facts is that on the first and second bookshelves, we have 80 books. On the first and third bookshelf, we have 60. On the second and third, we have 40. And what's interesting about this fact is that each bookshelf is presented here twice. First is twice, second is twice, and then the third bookshelf also appears in these calculations twice. So what we can do here, we can calculate doubled number of books on all 3 bookshelves. We can do it by adding up 80 plus 60 plus 40, and the result will be equal to 180. Because 180 is the double number of books, we can calculate just the total of books on all 3 shelves. We can do it by dividing 180 by 2, and the result is 90. And now we can calculate the number of books on each and every shelf. So having this information handy and looking at the facts, we can calculate the number of books on each individual shelf. For example, the number of books on the first shelf can be calculated by subtracting 40 from 90, and the result will be 50. The number of books on the second shelf can be calculated by subtracting 60 from 90, and the result will be 30. And the number of books on the third shelf can be calculated by subtracting 80 from 90, and the result will be 10. So the correct answer here is choice B. There are 50 books on the first shelf, 30 books on the second shelf, and 10 books on the third shelf. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to solve similar challenges on the test. Here is an excellent question, variations of which we very frequently see on the test. The pet store sells baby parrots and kittens. Inventory recorded 15 heads and 36 legs for all animals in the store. How many parrots and kittens are there in the store? And you have 4 different choices. Choice A, 2 kittens and 13 parrots. Choice B, 3 kittens and 12 parrots. Choice C, 4 kittens and 11 parrots. And choice D, 5 kittens and 10 parrots. Do you see the answer? Can you do the calculations and come up with the correct solution? Give yourself 10 to 15 seconds, maybe 20 to 30 seconds by pausing this video and trying to do mental math and come up with the answer. Ready or not, let's go ahead and work on the solution together. You start to solve these types of challenges by looking at the facts. And we have 2 facts here. We have 15 total heads of animals in the store. And we also have 36 legs. We also know that each parrot has 2 legs and 1 head, and each kitten has 4 legs and 1 head. In fact, both animals have 1 head, and unless it's a fairy tale, I don't know any animal that have more than one head. So number of heads can be used to calculate total number of animals in the store. Because there are 15 heads, there are 15 animals in the store. Based on this information, we can create a formula. Number of parrots in the store plus number of kittens in the store equals 15. So based on this, we can calculate number of parrots. Number of parrots equals 15 minus number of kittens. We can do similar expression based on the number of legs. 2 multiplied by number of parrots plus 4 multiplied by the number of kittens equals 36. Now let's replace parrots in this expression with 15 minus kittens. So 15 minus kittens multiplied by 2 plus 4 multiplied by the number of kittens equals 36. Which means 30 minus 2 kittens plus 4 kittens equals 36. After simplification, 2 kittens equals 36 minus 30, which means that there are 3 kittens in the store. Number of parrots then will be calculated by subtracting 3 from 15, and number of parrots equals 12. So the correct answer here is choice B, 3 kittens and 12 parrots. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Here's the cool problem, which is easy to understand, but might be a little tricky to solve. The box has 15 marbles of green, yellow, and orange colors. There are 7 times more of green marbles than yellow. How many orange marbles does the box have? You have 4 different choices. Choice A, 5. Choice B, 7. Choice C, 8. And choice D, 9. Can you calculate the answer? Or guess it? Or find out? Give yourself 10 to 15 seconds to see if you can come up with the solution. Let's continue to see how we can get to the correct solution together. Interesting problem, don't you think? To solve this type of problems, let's separate facts from the formulas. We have 2 facts. We have 15 total marbles, and marbles are of 3 different colors: green, yellow, and orange. And the formula that we are presented with is that there are 7 times more of yellow marbles than the green marbles. How does it help us? With this type of information, we can easily build the calculations, and we will base our calculation based off of yellow marbles. The calculations will be yellow marbles plus 7 multiplied by yellow marble plus orange marbles equals 15. Because 15 is a relatively small number, we can start guessing how many yellow marbles are in there. Our ability to solve this challenge is based off of the fact that there is a very small number of total marbles. If we can optimize this formula and simplify it, we can come up with the formula that 8 yellow marbles plus however many orange marbles equals 15. So the question is, how many yellow marbles can there be in total? Can there be 2 yellow marbles? No, because if we will multiply 8 by 2, we will get to the total of 16 marbles, which is greater than the 15, which is the current total number of marbles. Based on this information, the box cannot have more than 1 yellow marble. And if there is only 1 yellow marble, there is going to be 7 green marbles, because we already have a formula that number of green marbles is calculated by multiplying 7 to the number of yellow marbles. So the only thing that's left is calculating how many orange marbles are out there. And we can easily calculate it by using the formula 8 plus x equals 15. So the x is calculated by subtracting 8 from 15. The x equals 7. The correct answer here then is choice B, 7. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Here's one of my favorite questions because it's easy to understand but might be challenging to solve. You need to calculate question mark and you're presented with the expression. You need to calculate question mark, and on the other side of the expression you have 16 divided by 4 and multiplied on the value in parentheses 3 minus 1. You have 4 different choices to choose from. Choice A, 8. Choice B, 2. Choice C, 4. And choice D, 1. Do you think you can calculate the answer? Think again. Give yourself 10 to 15 seconds. Maybe 20 to 30 seconds. You can pause this video to see if you can come up with the correct solution. Ready or not? Let's go ahead and continue so we can solve this challenge and get to the correct solution together. As we all learned in school, the correct order of operations in math is parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. You can even use the acronym PEMDAS, which reflects first letter from all of these operations. Based on this information, the first step in the calculation would be subtracting 1 from 3, because these are the values in parentheses, and the result of this calculation is 2. The question is, what are we going to do next? We have a choices of dividing 16 by 4 or multiplying 4 by 2, and the correct answer here is that we need to divide 16 by 4 as a second step. What PEMDAS doesn't mention is that multiplication and division have equal priority and calculated from left to right. And this is exactly the case for our expression. 16 divided by 4 is on the left side of the expression, and 4 multiplied by 2 is on the right side. So the first thing we need to do is divide 16 by 4. The result of this calculation is 4. And in the last step, we need to multiply 4 by 2. And the result is 8. So the correct choice here is choice A, 8. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Here's the cool question which is frequently used on the test. You're presented with 3 expressions. Circle with the dot inside plus another circle equals 48. In the second expression, you add square plus circle and the result equaled 40. And in the third expression, you divide square by the diamond and the result is equal to. So you need to calculate the diamond. You're presented with 4 different choices. Choice A, 6. Choice B, 12. Choice C, 18. And choice D, 24. Can you do the math? Give yourself 10 to 15 seconds. Maybe 20 to 30 seconds, depending how quickly you are with the math. Ready or not, I am moving forward and going to reveal you how to do the calculation and solve this particular problem. If you think about it, the symbols that are presented for this problem are no different to x, y, and z that we're so used to in math. So let's look at the first expression from that standpoint. You see that the value of circle can easily be calculated. We do it by dividing 48 by 3, and the result is equal 16. So circle with the dot inside equals 16. In the next step, we need to calculate the square. Square equals 40 minus the circle, which equals 40 minus 16, and the result equals 24. And in the last step, we need to calculate the diamond. Diamond equals square divided by 2, which equals 24 divided by 2, and the result equals 12. So the correct answer is choice B, 12. Hopefully you've nailed this question on your own and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Here's an interesting question which tests your understanding of percentage differences. You are presented with 2 projects, Project 1 and Project 2, and you need to calculate the difference between completion time for those 2 projects. It takes 8 hours to complete Project 1, and it takes 12 hours to complete Project 2. So, how much longer it takes to complete Project 2? You have 4 different choices. Choice A, 4%, Choice B, 50%, Choice C, 100%, and then Choice D, 150%. Do you see the answer? Give yourself 10 to 15 seconds to see if you can do mental math and calculate the percentage differences. The answer might be a little trickier than you think. Are you ready? Let's continue to see how we can get to the correct solution together. To get to the correct answer, we first need to understand the difference in hours between the two projects. The difference is 4 hours, and it is calculated by subtracting 8 from 12. 12 minus 8 equals 4, and that is the difference between project 1 and project 2 hours. In the second step, we need to divide the difference by the number of original hours, and the original hours would be project 1 hours. 4 divided by 8 is 0.5, and then we need to multiply 0.5 by 100%. So the correct answer here is choice B, 50% increase. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. This is a very interesting question which requires you to do calculations based on the pattern that you need to detect. You're presented with 2 squares. Small square is located inside the larger square. There are numbers in all corners of the larger square as well as in all corners in the smaller square. If we start looking at the numbers in the upper left corner and go clockwise, you see the numbers 15, 11, 32, and 23. In the smaller square, the numbers are 22, 13, and 5, and one number is missing, and this is the one that you need to calculate. Your choices are choice A, 1, choice B, 7, choice C, 12, choice D, 17. Give yourself 10 to 15 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. Possibly pause this video to see if you can come up with the answer. Do you see the pattern? Did you calculate the answer? Let's continue to see how we can get to the correct solution together. As you might have guessed, the pattern here is that the difference between numbers in diagonally opposite corners of the larger and smaller squares is 10. For example, let's look at the upper left corner. The difference between 15 and 5 is 10. If we look at the bottom right corner, the difference between 32 and 22 is 10. And the lower left corner, the difference between 23 and 13 is 10 as well. So to calculate the missing number, we need to calculate the difference between 11 and 10. And the difference is 1. So the correct answer here is choice A, 1. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please give us a like and consider subscribing. Thank you for your endorsement, support, and patronage. Please also check out additional resources in the description section of this video. I also encourage you to check resources page on our website, howtoanalyzedata.net. Please leave your feedback, corrections, or suggestions in the comment section of this video. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.